Round 7, and we are in Vegas. Ravo on pole from Akari and Dynamic Badness. Then it's Ukable and Lawless Leclerc. Yuki starts 6th, then it's Michael Novikov and I Will. Then it's Sebastian Ocampo, Mielrez, and David Camino, who really likes wet conditions. Then it's Daf Sanchez, Marcus Nelson, P. Sierra, and Leo. Up next is Bastian Tan, August Vegazoni, T. Gabo, Daniel Baltasarov, Santino Milan, Enoch Huey, and Tommy. Oh, no, let me press the button. Sorry. Technical difficulties found. It's raining heavily. All 5 lights go on in Las Vegas. And we go green for the Vegas E3, covering off Akari. Probably Ravo's best and only move to make here, coming down the main straight. Into turn number 1, Sebastian Ocampo already 5 seconds time penalty for causing a collision. He's currently in 7th. The top 3 currently stay the same as they were on the grid. It's Ravo from Akari and Babinus, the top 3. Ukable setting a pretty good upset here. It's a multi-way fight for the lead. Ravo, he's defending as much as he can from Akari, but as much as he can, it's not enough. I Will 5 seconds for causing a collision. They're side by side. Are the most experienced driver to never win a World Drivers' Champion, and the second least experienced driver to win a World Drivers' Championship on the grid. Ravo leads the way from Akari and Ukable. Then it's Michael Novikov and Ina Babinus, your top 5. It's raining very heavily now. That is Ravo trying to send it around the outside from Akari. They're side by side as we enter the Las Vegas Strip. So much action going on up front. 3-way fight for the lead. They're almost going to try and go 3 wide if Ukable can just find a way to slip through. Akari on the inside, Ravo on the outside, and we barrel down into the final few turns on this track. Here comes Akari, sending it down the inside. But can he hold on? Nelson, 5 seconds for causing a collision. Yellow flags in the 3rd sector. And that's a lot going on back there. Many cars involved in that incident. And Leo drops down to 21st. But on to lap 2 we go. It's Ravo from Akari and Ukable, the top 3. Michael Novikov currently 4th. Suo up to 5th. Pretty good start from him. But Marcus Nelson got a 5 second time penalty there. There were yellow flags and cars in the barrier. But no one received too much damage in that altercation. But Ravo's still leading the way from Akari, who's not had the greatest of starts to the season. This is probably one of his worst season starts since his first 3 seasons in his championship. The first year was Pinnacle and, the envisioned chapters of his career. Not really the greatest times of his championship. I'd say he has seemed to pick it up. He really does enjoy the Vegas circuit quite a bit. He hasn't really looked too happy when we've been trying to do interviews with him, but I think he's just been saving it for the track. 2nd place for Akari would do wonders for him currently. He's currently 18th in the World Drivers' Championship. But here comes Yuki Suo and Michael Novikov coming down into the same place where Akari tried and failed to make the overtake for the lead. But unlike Akari, he sticks for landing, and here comes Babinus to fight too. Novikov forces him to take the middle row, but is there going to be contacts here? No contacts, thankfully. Clean overtake is being made. As Nelson being blocked by David Camino. We're getting news from Amlin and Andretti that they are planning on some upgrades for next time out. As you can see, not exactly the best time to say that in front of everyone, but here comes Ina Babinus as trying to defend from Lawless Leclerc, the 6th position. And he's just not been able to defend as much as he would have. So Leclerc up to 6th from Babinus and iWorld, the top 8. And you can really tell how much one of these hyperdrives is struggling in the wet conditions compared to the other. Ravo, being Italian, raced quite a bit in both the dry and wet conditions. But for Babinus, I'm not too sure exactly where. I'll check. Yeah, so his motorsport career really happened in the Middle East. I know he's Romanian, but that's where he did a lot of his junior series, but that's why he's not really too experienced in these conditions. But here comes Bavinus back on Leclerc, and he's going to send it. Can he hold on to 6th? You know he can. Three seasons missed for the number 14 is 3 seasons he won't be missing, because the seasons he has been able to race in have been some of the most exciting. Almost the wall for Leclerc there. Camino comes into the pits alongside everyone behind in Milrez. That's over half the field coming to pit lane. These guys are going onto the intermediates. There is a chance that it does dry up, so keep an eye on that timing tower in case it does get drier. The thing about the 2 race leaders, Akari and Revo, not in that order, it is Revo from Akari from UK Ball and Yuki Suo. The thing is, the issue that they both face is where their pit boxes are located. When they change their tires, it's not going to be anywhere near ideal. Same for Camino, Ocampo, and Sanchez, who were at the front of that little gaggle of cars who decided to pit on that lap. And they've come out in 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So Andretti's day is near to over. One of the Braun's days is near to over. But for the other Braun car of UK Ball, I know for a fact his day is just starting. If he can get an advantage from in the pit stops, then it will be an advantage worth having. A lot less rain falling here in Nevada, but it is still Revo leading the way. There is still quite a bit of spray coming off the back of these Formula E Motorsport Championship spec cars. Into the pits they come now, and what's going on? It's dries. Medium's going on to the number 7 of Revo. Softs going on to one of the Mercedes. They're double stacking at hyperdrive, and they've had to hold Revo for quite a while there. I think UK Ball could be leading this E3. If not him, then Akari. Who is it? Akari is leading the way. Akari leading, coming out of the pits. UK Ball is second. Revo has dropped down to 4th. Yuki Suo slots in ahead of Revo, but the only advantage that the 7 has is the fact that he will not have to pit again. We predict, I'm pretty sure he should be able to stay out. Everyone has come into the pits for soft tires. It says August Regazzoni with a puncture. August Regazzoni. And the Argentinian number 24. It's just not the day for him. He's had a puncture. Unfortunate for him. But Sebastian Ocampo, he's gone on to hards. I think there's a probability, yeah, both Andretti cars, they're not trying to faff about and go for another lap on, oh my goodness, why did they really think it was a good idea to not change tires down at App Sportslina? These are the masterminds who somehow finessed a 1-2 earlier on the season, and they're now making a strategy call I didn't even think they could miss. You can see this top 5, the fight for third, Novikov, Revo, and Suo. Do any of them decide to pull out? No, they do not. UK Ball, he's going to try and go for his first one of the season. But of course, between Akari and UK Ball, one of the 2 drivers has a lot more experience, but they both share one statistic. They are both one-time champions. So whatever Akari can do, theoretically, UK Ball can do, and better. But Revo, he's dropped off the back of Suo. He's really nowhere near close enough to do it. And Marcus Nelson, we expect to be coming into the pits pretty soon. The pack has spread out quite a bit. This is a thing that often happens here in Vegas. There's this little phenomenon we call field spreading, especially when it goes from wet to dry, where because of the pit stops and the different speeds of pit stops, there are gaps between drivers formed. Regazzoni's going to be a lapped car here. Tommy, you're currently in 10th. You've got to give a round of applause for him. But UK Ball, this is the one man who can stop Akari from getting his first race win of the season. The one man who can stop him winning at the Sin City, and what a place to do it in Vegas. One of the many races in Season 10 where he won the race, and more importantly, it signifies in him being a true championship contender. But we'll only know later on. Regazzoni, he's absolutely going to be a lap down, as Ravo almost is being passed by Michael Novikov there. Novikov trying to throw his hand into the ring of the top 5. UK ball fastest lap. Ravo resetting that 125.033 with a hyperdrive pole sitter. He's dropped to 4th, but I still think he can win this race. I don't think there's a man in the top 6 who can't win this race. It can all just go to them. But with 5 laps to go, the favourites to win are Akari, UK ball, and in case of carnage, Yuki Tsuo, Tommy fastest lap of the E3. Hong Kong have not really had the best record round in this championship. Leo fastest lap of the E3. Meanwhile, the Philippines, they've had a much better record. They've taken the past 2 World Drivers' Championships in a row. And season 16 seems to be a turning point. It's probably either going to go to Romania or Italy for the first time. And if it's neither of them, then it's likely to go to Sweden. But UK ball, he's got attack mode. He's not using any attack charge. As we come down the Las Vegas Strip, Akari's had his fun. It's time for the Season 10 champion to show what he's made of. Down the inside goes UK ball. He's gonna hold on for as much as he can. They're still side by side, wheel to wheel between the 2 cars. But Akari just having a lot more traction on corner exit, so he holds on to that race lead for now. Well, does UK ball try and send it? He does not. He's still so close to the back of Akari, and this fighting is actually bringing Suo and Ravo into it. Novikov, he's dropped off quite a bit, so we now only have a real 4-way fight for the lead with 4 laps to go. This is turning into quite the fight for the lead. Here comes UK ball again into turn 4, not quite making the move yet. He's going to try and hold it around the outside. He's played it long and slippery. And can he hold on? Do we have a new race leader? Not quite yet. UK ball, he's fighting with all that he's made of. They're going to have to pit soon. If they don't pit, they could risk getting a puncture. Ravo should be able to make his way to the end of the E3. But here comes UK ball again, sending it down the inside. He's going to have attack mode going down the Vegas Strip and into the lead. Goes the Season 10 champion. Ravo leads the E3, but by almost nothing currently. He's side by side they go. And into the lead goes UK ball from Akari. What an absolute menace of a driver he is. My goodness me. It's been absolute scenes for the past 2 laps. And I do believe that everyone in the top 6, apart from Ravo, should come into the pit soon. Ravo has taken P3, but on to lap 9 of 12 we go. UK ball leads the way from Akari and Ravo, the top 3. Looking down now at the reigning World Constructors Championship winners as Leclerc comes into the pits. Ocampo 19th on hard tires, Sanchez 21st. And they're fighting with Marcus Nelson. This is not the showing that they wanted to have. Ocampo also 5-second time penalty. But here comes Ravo again into turn number 4. Can he make the pass? I don't know if he can. It's going to be so close, isn't it? I think, because he's still right on the back of Akari. He's going to get attack mode going down the Vegas Strip. Akari is not going to. He's dropped 2 seconds to the Season 10 champion. And Akari, he has such a great opening to this race. But he's just swapped the landing. He cannot stick the landing to the E3 without a great strategy. 3 laps to go. It's going to be 2 once UK ball crosses the line. But who's going to cross the line between Akari and Ravo first? It looks to be Ravo. He takes second away from Akari. Brilliant stuff. Ocampo drops to 20th, by the way. He's from Marcus Nelson. And you can see, who is that? Who is that ahead of Ravo? That's UK ball. UK ball, he's dropped off. He's going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap. Ravo is going to lead the T3. There goes UK ball into the pits. Akari follows him in. Novikov and Suo also into the pits. So on to lap 10 of 12 we go. It is Ravo from Mealworth, if he can come across the line quick enough. UK ball, he's into the pits now. Suo's also going to have his pit stop. The man who can deny U-Cable of holding onto the race lead onto the pits is Akari, and he's not going to be able to do it. So U-Cable, if all stays as is, he's got the net race lead. Milrez is currently second from Fabulous and iWorld. The top four all on medium tyres to Clerk, who came out of the pits last lap. Vachi Chantan into the pits. It's with Santino Milan and Daniel Bogdasarov. So, Ravo leading the way. Ocampo drops to 21st, but he doesn't need to pit again. So many other drivers coming into the pits, but the only man guaranteed not to make another pit stop unless he gets a puncture is Sebastian Ocampo. He doesn't have to pit again, but he's currently up into 17th. And we're looking at the paddock as well. And it's just so crazy, willing each other to keep going on. And it's the spirit of teamwork down at every team. But Ravo, now coming through that W section, he will start the penultimate lap of the Prix. U-Cable has found himself up into 4th and on the back of that hyperdrive of Ionet Bamanis, who will have to slow him down. Onto the penultimate lap of the Prix we go. It is still Revo from Milrez, from Bamanis, but we expect one of these guys to come in, and that guy is Milrez. Bamanis, he is staying out. Both hyperdrives are staying out there. They're going to try and go for a 1-2 finish, or at the very worst, the 1-5, which would still be great points in their bid for the Constructors' Championship. This would be massive points for Ravo in his bid for the World Drivers' Championship. Into second goes U-Cable, but Brian at Bamanis holding up U-Cable was the best thing he could do. 9 seconds, 7 seconds is the gap between Ravo and U-Cable. He is going to be chasing him down, hunting him down. Akari gets past Iron Fabulous now. This is likely going to stay your top three, Revo, U-Cable, and Akari. But for U-Cable, he's got the fresher tyre between him and his first teammate, Revo. Remember, back in Season 1, these two brilliant teammates. It's remember, later on in their careers, when the first iteration of Revolution Racing started up back in Season 4, they were still teammates. Now, once again, as it often happens in this championship, friends have to turn into quite bitter rivals. August Regazzoni driving down the pits right now. Where is Revo? Here he is. He's currently still leading the way. 5 seconds. And will he give up the race lead? Onto the final lap, he decides to start. We're on to the last lap here in Las Vegas. Revo leading the way from U-Cable and Akari. Then it's Michael Novikov and Yuki Suo. Bamanis almost hits the wall. They're fighting with Lala Chaklerk. Chaklerk up ahead of the hyperdrive number 14 car. He's fought as hard as he possibly could have throughout this E3, but 7th place is probably going to be the 14's final resting place. But for Revo, he's currently following August Regazzoni. He's getting a very good slipstream at least, but U-Cable, he's hunting him down. 2.0 seconds. He might be an attack charge striking range. He can see him. He can see him up ahead. That was Revo in front of him. 3 seconds to gap. Fastest first sector going to U-Cable. And he is really hustling that Braun GP number 89. That Braun Honda GP 89. If he can win this race, it would be absolutely show-stopping. But currently, it looks to be in the hands of the number 7. So coming down into this W section, U-Cable 2.2 seconds back. But coming through the penultimate turn then, Revo laps August Regazzoni. 2.005 seconds is currently the gap. He's fought quite valiantly throughout all of today, but it will be Revo for the second race in the world who wins in Las Vegas. U-Cable comes home with the fastest lap. Then it's Akari. Novikov Suo retakes the fastest lap. Then it's Chaklerk, Fabulous, and Milrez, the top 8. Brilliant racing from everyone today, but Revo pulled off a strategy no one else could have. Milrez fastest lap at 122.099. Tommy resets that at 121.333. As here comes Yuki Suo on Marcus Nelson up into 17th. Sebastian Ocampo, the Season 14 champion, one of the best rookies we've seen in this championship. And it hurts me that I'm going to have to say that he's probably going to have to settle for 16th here, fighting with an Arcury to the line. And Dalf Sanchez is going to come home with 21st and last. What happened to DS Andretti today? And this is the podium then. Ravo wins the Las Vegas Prix from UK Ball and a hopefully now rejuvenated Akari. Then it's Michael Novikov, Yuki Suo, Lawless Leclerc, Einat Bamness, and Milres the top 8. Then it's Tommy and Iwald the top 10. Tommy getting 3 points, 1 extra for the fastest lap. PCR is 11th from Vasichan 10 and Santino Milan. Then it's Leo, Daniel Bogdasarov, not Huey, and T. Gabo. Then it's David Camino, Sebastian Ocampo, Marcus Nelson, Dalf Sanchez, and August Recazzoni a lap down. Your finishers in the driver's standings. Ravo leads the way from old friend UK Cable, then it's David Camino, August Recazzoni, and Yuki Suo. Milres is 6th from Sebo Campo and Santino Milan. Then 9th place is Daniel Bogdasarov, then Leo. Then it's Marcus Nelson, Tommy, Michael Novikov, and Akari. PCR is 16th right behind Lawless Leclerc. Then it is Dalf Sanchez, Einat Bamness, T. Gabo, and Iwald, with your non-scorers still Vasichan 10 and Anot Kiwi. In the constructors' standings, going into the next round of the championship, Braun GP Honda still lead the way on 109 points from Toyota Gazoo Racing and now Hyperdrive Racing. Ravo is carrying that team to a potential return to the top step. Then it's App Sportslina, Nissan Nismo the top 5. Then in MS Amlin Andretti, Aurelio Pinnacle, Next EV, Virgin, and Mercedes, with Mahindra still yet to score. We'll see you guys next time then, when the 16th season of the Formula E Monopoly Championship returns.